If you're having trouble sleeping or feeling tired all the time, it might be time to see a doctor. Sleep apnea is an increasingly common disorder, now affecting nearly 1 in 4 men and about 10% of women. It's a condition that blocks the airway during sleep. And as Delane Cleveland reports, a Golden Valley company has been working hard over the past decade to help treat patients with this condition.
For anyone dealing with obstructive sleep apnea, it generally requires doing a sleep study to diagnose the severity of the problem, followed by using a CPAP machine to treat it.
Most sleep physicians, they're going to offer CPAP first because it's so convenient. You can start using the therapy that night, right? It's an external device that you wear on your face. Unfortunately, some people have problems with the apparatus.
Tim Herbert is the CEO of Golden Valley-based Inspire Medical Systems. His company developed a small device that doctors can implant just under a patient's skin during a 2-hour procedure. The Inspire device is specifically designed for anyone who can't tolerate the CPAP mask.
We have a little remote control that you use to turn the therapy on when you go to bed, and you use it all night, and it just makes sure your airway stays open while you sleep and you don't have obstructions.
This is the neural stimulator. This is the device that's implanted below the skin.
We first met Herbert at a sleep conference in 2011. At the time, the Inspire device was just getting off the ground.
When we spoke last 10 years ago, we were probably just in the hundreds of patients who have tried Inspire therapy. As we stand today, we're well over 12,000 in the United States and Europe.
Inspire is now a publicly traded company with coverage from most of the major health insurance payers. Herbert says the company is still in its beginning stages and continues to grow.
We just have a long pathway to go and really are just starting to not even approach 1% penetration in the number of patients out there with untreated moderate to severe sleep apnea.
Inspire has come a long way in the last decade, and Herbert is confident that even more people will be able to benefit from the device without having to sleepwalk through their day.
It's very exciting to see the recognition and the work that we've done and the commitment that we have to the patients. But again, we're just at the beginning. We have such a long way to go in our growth pathway.
Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Nonprofits have been hit hard during the pandemic in terms of volunteer muscle. Many senior volunteers had to stay home while food shelves were most in need. But this summer, Minnesota AmeriCorps is doing something about that. We usually see AmeriCorps tutors in schools, and that will be happening too. But the service program will also be placing people with nonprofits and organizations to help meet that need.
We just think that there's a great opportunity for folks to connect to their community in a unique way and to give back at a time when community organizations need it more than ever before.
This is the second summer that Minnesota AmeriCorps has had an emergency response initiative in response to the pandemic. They are looking for more than 700 people to help out in their own communities. We have more information about it posted on our website. A unique type of street theater is in the works to uplift the voices of Southeast Asian communities. And as reporter Pafua Yang shows us, the stories are made up of people living right here in the Northwest Metro.
Dad taught a lot. It had taught a lot of hard work, don't give up.
When Kason Sionisa talks about her dad, it's nothing short of adoration.
Being a single father, raising 7 kids, I think it just made me strive harder, but didn't make it easier.
Kason's family fled Laos after the Vietnam War to come to the U.S. in 1980.
For Dad, I think because it's so traumatic, and it's a thing for a lot of our elders, there hasn't been space and hasn't been ways that are culturally relevant or things that will help them process trauma.
Trauma and unheard stories of many Southeast Asian communities urged Kason to spring into action.
I didn't realize how much I love theater for the art of storytelling.
Kason pursued a degree in theater in hopes that people like her dad can see their stories take center stage.
I wanted to uplift the voices and the bodies of Southeast Asians whose stories are just very prominent as well.
My mom was an orphan due to the war.
Sunny Tao, another theater major, is working along with Kason to produce a street performance titled Sea Echoes Through Rivers.
We bounce ideas off each other a lot, so it's just thinking about what can we do for the workshops.
In collaboration with a Minneapolis organization, the artists received a grant for the production. The performance will include community members who want to write and perform their own stories.
You know, we're really trying to encourage the participants to explore their story and figure out which one they want to share.
Sunny and Kason are also connecting with Southeast Asian community members of all ages to gather their stories too.
And so we're going to have all these series of little stories that will come together into one big performance.
A performance that will hopefully be transformational and healing.
To have that space to even share your stories and see it on stage, because sometimes what you see on stage, you connect and you're like, and you reflect.
Pafuyang, CCX News.
The Plymouth Police Department had quite the story to tell at a local elementary school.
So finally, the tooth fell out just by him playing with it.
Several officers read bedtime stories virtually to students this past week at Zachary Lane Elementary. It was a way to celebrate the students accomplishing their reading goal last month of 20 minutes each night. And finally, we end this segment with a standout student story that is truly amazing. Abshir Mohamed escaped civil war in Somalia by immigrating to Ethiopia and then America. Now he is studying pre-engineering at North Hennepin Community College. He first became interested in electrical engineering when he was in a refugee camp. He couldn't do his homework, so he built a simple circuit board for light. And now Mohamed is a semi-finalist for a scholarship that would help him transfer and complete his bachelor's degree. So congratulations and good luck go out to Abshir Mohamed.